Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Hope your day is going great. So I decided to do another tier list. Only done one other one before, and this one's going to be about the most annoying dinosaurs to encounter in the Isle, Evrima. These are of course going to be my experiences, so your experiences may differ slightly, but I think I speak for most, at least when I'll put them in each of their cages. So as you see here, I would snuggle, which means these are dinosaurs that I quite enjoy meeting. They never cause any harm, or very rarely do. Kind of friendly is you can be slightly annoying, but I'm not too worried when I see you. And whack, of course, is you're a bastard. No one likes you, and every time I encounter them, at least I just get sent to the deceased screen. Let me know down below as well what your tier list would be. Maybe it's different to mine, or even if there's just one that you completely agree or disagree with and you want to tell me your experience about it. So please don't get too mad if you're one of these players and I seem to just shit on you by saying that you're a naughty one, because these are my experiences and I do play in unofficial servers usually, mainly in Megalodon, if you know that server. Pretty crazy server to be fair, so I'm not really helping my case hit, but it is what it is. Let's get started, eh? We're just gonna move along here, no particular order really. So we got Beipi. Beipi, I would say I've got to put in I would snuggle with, simply because I never really see them, to be fair. They're quite almost extinct, you could say. But when you do see them, they generally sometimes bring you fish. They're quite nice to you. They don't really cause you much harm. And even if they do, unless you're another Beipi, they're not really going to do much damage to you anyway. So even if they give you a little swipe, it's not that painful. But then again, I have heard that apparently the damage has been increased or something. I haven't had the experience or pleasure, should I say, with meeting one since then. But yeah, apart from that, I think they're pretty friendly guys. They generally are quite nice players that just want to chill and hang out. Next one is Ceratosaurus. At this moment in time, I'm recording this on the 11th of November. Of course, the video has come out a bit after then, but it's this week, right? So unless Cerato has had some major changes, I would say this one's definitely a whack one. Now, Cerato is probably the most OP dino at the moment, I'd say. If not even at the moment, even last update. It's pretty crazy. And of course, when anything is OP, a lot of people play it. So it's not just 4 Ceratos, which is already a lot, but it's mega packs of Ceratos coming at you. So it's pretty insane. It's not easy. When I see a Cerato, even as another Cerato, I'm a bit hesitant. If I'm growing, then I'm pretty much knowing I'm gonna die, right? Like Ceratos, they're really easy to grow. There's almost no reason why not to play one, especially if you're new to the game. I would say this is the dino to play because they don't take really that long to grow. You can eat bones, you can eat rotten meat, you can eat normal meat. It's easy, right? So of course a lot more people play it, but also that also means a lot more of the bastards play it that like to just KOS everything on the site. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, you're dead to them, right? Even Stegos have a hard time fighting them. Now of course you can argue that, oh well, Stego is quite OP anyway, because you know it can pretty much one-shot, well it can one-shot a Cerato in the face, which makes sense to be fair. You know, a headshot from giant spikes is gonna kill you. Next one is Dilo. Dilo is another one that was put straight away in the whack folder, because this is probably the second most played predator at the moment. I'm actually surprised that Omni is not that popular at the moment. Like it is, like I do see them every time I play, but they're not too popular. Dilo seems to have taken the second spot, at least in my encounters. I see always Ceratos or Dilos or both. And Dilo is pretty much up there with being quite easy to grow. Not as easy as Cerato, because you gotta obviously go for the guidelines of I can't eat rotten food, I can't eat bones. So it makes it a little bit more challenging, but again, they don't take that long to grow, and with the venom, it's pretty damn strong. I mean, I think it's balanced. I don't think it's unbalanced personally. I think for what it is, it's good, but Dilos hate everyone. And they just seem to only like Dilos and they will attack everything else. And in my experience, in fact, in the server I play with, which has no rules, Dilos love to cannibalize. So even when I am a Dilo, I actually die more to Dilos than anything else. Pretty crazy. Next one, Diablo. This guy is my favorite dino, probably, like herbivore wise, along with Trike. So I'm gonna try not be biased here, but I'm still putting it into one because this one is a bastard as well. Why is it a bastard? I think most of you already know why, because this guy is a tank. Again, do I think it's overpowered for what it is? No, I just don't think it has a predator that really can deal with it quite yet. And if for some reason you still don't believe why a Diablo should be in a whack tier, then let me just show you the abuse I just got. Oh my lord, bro, I'm getting destroyed.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Listen, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, Gali I would say is a kind of friendly one. because it's a kind of 50-50 depending on the player. They're usually quite nice, they come up to you, they two-call you, they're nice, they look like weird little noodles, but they're alright. But sometimes they do like kicking you in the face, so I wouldn't quite say I would snuggle with it at the top with Beipi, because it's not that nice, but it's not bad enough to really say it's whack either. And I think that's a fair observation. I think in most servers I've even played with, even in unofficial servers, that's kind of what they're like. They kind of fit the gap of sometimes I'm bored so I'll kick you in the face, sometimes I'm having fun and I feel like being in a cute herd. Herrerasaurus, definitely a whack. Now remember what I'm saying here, okay? I'm not saying that these dinos are bad. I love playing Herrera, it's one of my favorites, let's say. These are simply my encounters and how much I died. Now of all of these here, even though I wouldn't say Herrera is the worst out of these, it's the one that's killed me the most, easily. Even though it's been out since the beginning of Gateway, I'm pretty sure, like pretty much the beginning, if not it came out with it, I don't even remember anymore, it's been a while. I still forget to look in the trees. Even when my friend's like, oh watch out because there was a Herrera around this area where there's a body that's quite obviously a body thanks to a Herrera, I'm like, nah, I'll be fine. I still never learn my lesson and I always die to them. Herreras, when you're small, even if you're a fully grown Omni, is horrible because you never see them and they're so quick that when you've already got an app, if you've survived that initial hit, he's already gone. You know, he's back in the tree, laughing his ass off, waiting to get you again. They are a nightmare, but again, well within their rights. That's what they were made for, and now you have to just make sure that you've got a lazy eye, one looking up in the sky, or trees should I say, and one looking around for any of these other bastards. Very well done, but fuck you. Herrerasaurus, fuck Herrerasaurus. Wrong dino. Hypsilophodon, there we go. Obviously I would say this one I would snuggle, mainly because you never see the bastard. He's always hidden, no one plays it because it's very pointless. They're just cute. If you're really bored and you've had enough because you've just been dying all the time and you can't be bothered to grow something, you'll probably play a Hypsi. That's pretty much what they're good for. I would personally even just delete this dino and give us something else if they had to delete a dino, put it that way. I feel like it was a waste of time even adding this in the first place. We could have had something a bit better. Like I love the look of it, I love the sounds of it. I think it's very cute, but it's just very pointless for what we have, especially that we have other small ones, like Dryo, for example, which we'll get to as well. Pachy, like now this one, if it goes through the updates, it would have been a whack if this was Spiral times. Unfortunately, in Gateway, it has been dealt a very bad hand. I think it didn't really have a great stam before Gateway, but it was like a good fair amount of stam. Now it's not really good, even though the stamina is not as bad in regenerating as it once was. I think this guy still has suffered quite a bit, so no one really plays it. I'll put it in the kind of friendly because it's a Pachy at the end of the day. I haven't seen enough of them to really say, okay, you're whack or you're kind of friendly or I would snuggle, but a little bit of interaction I've had has always been fair. Like I've always been a predator, so he attacks me. Or even when I've been a herbivore, so far I haven't had any bad experiences with it. But I did try Pachy that other day and my intent was to attack everything, so I can imagine I'm not the only one that thinks that. That's why I wouldn't put it in I would snuggle, because they're still hot-headed at heart, right? They're gonna want to attack you, and if they ever get better, they will probably easily go into the whack sector right here. Tenos, another surprising one that if you'd asked me a few months ago would probably be in the whack area, because they do tend to always attack you. In fact, Pachy and Tenno always love fighting as well. But I will whack him in there with a kind of friendly, because again, I don't see that many of them. The interactions I've personally had with them have been quite pleasant, apart from a few naughty ones when they mix pack, but that's not really normal gameplay, so I don't really want to say that it should be there, even though I have been slapped in the face recently by Tenno's mix packing with Ceratosaurus. But again, that was just one instance, so yeah, I think it's fair to put them in kind of friendly. Like I would come up to one and be like, yo, what's up, but I wouldn't really want to stay around them for too long. Stego, which I think will surprise you. I think most of you probably think they'll put it in the whack, but I'm also going to put that in a kind of friendly. I've met quite a few Stegos recently and they've all been friendly. I haven't had any issues like I have in the past where they'll canny you or they'll just straight up kill you because they don't like you, because you don't look like them. They're just racists really, but at the end of the day, I don't think they really cause much harm. I don't think it has its predator. Like we need Allo in the game. I think Allo will be a good one to balance both Diablo and Stego. Not that I think one-on-one Allo and Stego would really happen. It'll probably most likely be a 2 Allo vs 1 Stego. Allo would be a good one to actually have in the game. against a stego. We just don't have a predator for it, you know? So to call it OP or anything, I think is quite wrong. It's just wrong how they've introduced it with nothing to really combat it. But apart from that, they've been pretty friendly. When I've been a stego and I've met some other stegos that could have just ended me, they've been very nice. I've had quite pleasant experiences, which is shocking. Never thought I would say that. PT, I would snuggle with. Mainly because I've seen maybe 2 the entire time since the update, which is 2 more than I've seen in the last 6 months. So they're slowly coming out of their cages. Maybe it's a bit better to play them, I'm not sure. I am actually yet to play one. But again, I haven't seen any issues with them, apart from them pecking one other poor guy that was swimming across a river. But that wasn't my experience, so I think they're quite alright. That can change, of course. Is another one of those dinos that when a lot of people play, they do like to go around and peck. But yeah, now let's get on to Dryo. Definitely I would snuggle. Again, pretty much the same as you see. Kind of a running cost here is that you don't really get to see these guys, so you don't have enough information to really say that they are naughty or nice. But even in all my experience in Gateway and in Spyro, whenever you do see a Dryo, not only is it so rare that you don't want to attack it, they're usually just there to give you love. They 2-call you, they 1-call, they're just happy to see you, that you've seen them, that you're like, they come and greet you with their presence and they're like, you have seen me now, have a fantastic day. And they just carry on, or they even hang out with you. And even if you're a carnivore, you usually don't kill them because they're just really cute and, well, they can't really do much to you, so enjoy life. And I think that's what they are. They're pretty much just there to remind you how happy you can be sometimes, right? So I have no hate towards them. They're just, again, unfortunately, very pointless dinos to the game. Because even for a runner, they can't really even outrun Omnis, so you kind of get destroyed. Especially now you've got Dilos that are super quick, right? So Bowering needs to hurry up for these poor little bastards. Dinosaurus. Since Gateway, they've been kind of dealt a bad hand too, so I don't see them too often, especially with Northeast not being such a popular spot anymore. Because at the beginning there were still quite a few dinos in Northeast, you know? Even though it was still hard to catch other players because you just don't have the river system where you know you have to cross, like in Spyro. So I'll put them in kind of friendly because my interactions have been kind of 50-50 with them. One being obviously they're a dino, so they're gonna take you underwater. So there is that, which again is just in their nature. But then also the other side where they have been nice. They've brought me fish. No, they've been nice to me. They've let me cross. So I would say when I see one, I know not only can I get away because I can just not cross there, I'm more safer. And if I'm unlucky enough to get snatched by one, it's so rare that I wouldn't even say it's something that really ticks me off. Tyrannosaurus. Hey, this one is the one that I really am having trouble between whack and kind of friendly. Because again, each update they seem to be dealt a worse and worse hand, that less and less people play them. And the people that do play them don't tend to really know how to play them because they're usually new players. So they don't realize how bad they are. Even though I don't think they're necessarily terrible, they are quite a lot of fun still, even with the 1 second RAM. But they don't really kill you much. Like you can kill counters quite easily now. So I am stuck between. I feel like it would be wrong to put them in either of these. Definitely not I would snuggle because they will eat me, but it's a difficult. I'm just gonna leave it kind of friendly. Okay, so we'll leave it in kind of friendly because we don't see enough of them. That was obviously just a 50-50 chance of where it's gonna go. I would definitely say I won't probably put it in whack with 100% certainty because there's just not that many of them. When you see them, yes, they do try and kill you, but because they're not enough of a problem, like Cerato, like Dilo, like Diablo, like Herrera, because you encounter these guys all the time, so they're always gonna be a pain in your backside. But this guy, quite rare to see. Of course, when you see him, usually he's gonna try and attack you, unless you're a Carno. To be fair, Carnos are not really cannibals anymore. Now, of course, like I said earlier on, I'm mainly playing a server with no rules, and there is a cannibalism mutation now too. So you do see Dilos really enjoy the cannibalism. Ceratos obviously are cannibals, so you gotta be careful. Diablos are like the cannibals that can't eat you, but they just do it for the fun. Herreras, I've seen some Herreras kill Herreras, but it's just mainly them killing anything on sight that's small, because they feel happy when they do that. Carno doesn't really fit that niche anymore. It used to, because it used to also be a cannibal, but it's not anymore. It's just not even worth it. Especially with Carno, you find it quite hard to find food sometimes, so you kind of just try and eat whatever you can. You kind of become more of a scavenger to Carno, I think, nowadays. So unless you're small, they don't really tend to fight you, which is a shame. I do feel like the old Carno should come back with its cannibalism too. Prudons. This one will be a bit of a battle between the two here. Definitely not a whack, because even when they do attack you, usually they can't really do much. I mean, I was a baby stego and I killed one because they're weak and baby stegos are tough babies. And by baby, I mean like a fresh spawn, not like a hatchling. And yeah, so I would even consider putting it in, I would snaggle, because again, they're very rare. But then actually, you know what? I'll put them in kind of friendly. That would make more sense because they do like to attack you. They are like little rats. They would try and fight you no matter what you can. So I can't put them out with snaggle because they would still kill me if I was in here. But I wouldn't say that's quite so bad that it would be whack, because they're quite rare to see. Even when they do find you, unless there's an army of them, which there never is, they really can't do much against you. Now last but not least, the Omniraptor, the Utahraptor, however you want to call it. This one here, I would have almost always have put it in whack because so many people play them. That there's always big enough gangs of them, so you gotta be worried when you see one, because there's usually always more. Putting them here also feels a bit not good enough, simply because I do get killed by them quite a lot when I'm small and big. And you know what? I am gonna put them in one, because I've been cannibalized by Omnis so much, at least in the server that I play, that it's turned me into a cannibal Omni as well now. And that's right, I don't usually do that, but in this server it is more safer to presume that every Omni is naughty, even if you are one, then it isn't. So I'm going to leave that in there, because most of the Omnis actually, now that I thought about it, have been bastards. And I don't like bastards. But yeah, this is my most annoying dinosaurs to encounter in the Isle of Evrima at this moment. Of course, this can change. Let me know if your guys' view is different. Do you really think that maybe one was too harsh or too nice? These are what this discussion video is about. Just remember, do not be a penis about it. If you disagree, I'm absolutely happy to hear that. Yeah, apart from that, have a great day. See you guys all on the next one, and peace.